my name is Melanie. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto, and thank you for watching my 1-year keto anniversary. I gotta be honest and upfront. I didn't feel like I deserved the opportunity, the prestige, or the stage to present my 1-year accomplishments on keto. I feel like when a keto person puts out their 1-year anniversary, people who have never discovered keto have the opportunity to stumble upon that 1-year anniversary video. There's so much hype out there in the news, in the media, everywhere you look, that says the keto is dangerous. It's not sustainable, and it's not a long-term solution. As a matter of fact, they quoted a fad diet. But let's be honest here for a minute. Most people that come in search of keto, because let's face it, when you are still eating carbs and you're still eating sugar, keto seems so extreme. I came here because I was desperate. I came to keto after Weight Watchers failed, after Mediterranean diet failed, after vegetarian failed, after 90 days of raw vegan failed. I was gaining weight on these diets. My blood sugar continued to rise and rise and rise and rise. And it just seemed like there was no end to the amount of prescription drugs that I was having to take to combat the side effects of obesity. I was frustrated and I was tired. I actually have a video out there on my channel. I hope you stick around long enough to join me on my journey, called I Lost My Ninja. I am bawling in front of the camera because I just feel like there is nothing left for me. I feel like there's no other options for me. And I came to keto in pure desperation. I've tried everything. But I thought the YouTubers that deserve that prestige of putting up that amazing transformation are YouTubers like Keto Diamond, If You're Keto, Team Dave and Mom, Ketogenic Kim, and those just name a few. If I've left you out, it's not intentionally. I'm just giving a foundation and a format to start why I didn't feel like I deserved to be out there with my 1-year keto anniversary. I mean, who's gonna watch a 50-year-old woman who's only lost 30 pounds? Is 30-pound weight loss enough to make you stay and find out all of the other things that have happened to me following the ketogenic lifestyle? I was so afraid that when people would click on my 1-year anniversary, that they would say, well, you've only lost 30 pounds. But as I was out on my walk last night, I was going to back out. I was going to chicken out, and I was going to be like, nope, I'm not doing it, because I'm so afraid that somebody's going to type keto into the Google search engine and come up with my channel. And I thought, how in the world am I going to convince someone that this is a good thing if I can only show them 30 pounds in 1 year? How is that going to inspire anyone? So why would I stay? Why would I stay if I'm not in it for the weight loss? If you watch that video, I've lost my ninja. I was so desperate to find a solution, to find an answer. And lo and behold, I found keto. Why did I stay keto? So you can't always go by the scale. This is how many inches I have lost off my body in 1 year. Not only have I averaged a little over 2 pounds a month on my journey, but I've also averaged 2 inches of fat off my body. So when I came to keto with a fasted blood glucose between 127 and 147. That's what I woke up in the morning with. my HbA1c and my waistline indicated that I had a series of metabolic issues that put me in the classification of a type 2 diabetic. I was experiencing high blood sugars and then what's called reactive hypoglycemia, where my blood sugar would go from like 179, 189, and then bam, drop to 60. I walked around most of the time feeling shaky and cold, clammy sweats and confused, disoriented, you know, kind of like heat exhaustion, or how you feel when you're coming down with a cold and you've got a really bad fever, just not feeling good. The other symptom that I had was hunger. And I was so embarrassed to tell people. I was so embarrassed to reach out for help because I would wolf down my food because I was just ravishingly hungry all the time. And then 15 minutes later, I was still feeling hungry, and I'm like, why? You just ate all of this food. Why are you still freaking hungry? I felt like a pig. And I was afraid and I was embarrassed. So you know what happened? I started hiding from people. Like I would go out to lunch and I'd order this little salad and I'd have me a dinner roll and a Diet Coke because I was watching my weight, of course. And then as soon as I would leave there, I'd hit a drive-thru and get a Big Mac. Just saying. I was so embarrassed about the quantity of food that I was eating because I knew that people looked at my size and they thought to themselves, stop eating, put down the fork, you know? And at least I felt that they felt that way about me. I developed this fear of eating in public, and I started hiding. I started making sure that I would stop at a garbage can to throw away a McDonald's bag or a Wendy's bag or a Hardee's bag, because I didn't want people to know just how much food I was eating, and I was so scared because I was just hungry all the time and nothing I ate and no amount of food was taking care of that. I was afraid. I was scared, and I was definitely at the end. I was frustrated. What I didn't know then is that I was insulin resistant, and this was nothing of my fault. If you go back through my videos, you'll see that I've been on a weight loss journey for almost 4 years. And I have stuck to every weight loss plan to the letter. I did Weight Watchers to the letter. I did Mediterranean to the letter. Mediterranean for weight loss. I did the 30-day raw vegan where I did nothing but eat raw fruits and vegetables. There was no added fats, no added oils. By the end of that month, I felt sicker than a dog. My face was broke out in the most horrible acne I've ever had in my life. I almost pooped my pants on 3 different occasions on my way to work. The gas was unbelievable, and I work in a place in close proximity to people. I actually accidentally farted in one of my coworkers' cubicle, and I didn't even feel it coming, right? And while you guys are probably out there rolling now, going, oh my God, TMI, this is what was happening to me, and I was eating healthy. Why was I gaining weight? Why was I always so hungry? Insulin. So, because of some very bad dietary choices and me doing yo-yo diets throughout my entire life from teenage years to now, I had just metabolically, I had done some irreversible damage, or so I thought. Wasn't irreversible. It wasn't, because here I stand 1 year later, and let me tell you what keeps me on keto, because it's obviously not the weight loss. So for all of you professionals and you experts out there that are saying that keto's a fad diet, people are doing it because they get tremendous weight loss, stick around, because I'm about to prove you wrong. When I started keto, I was a type 2 diabetic. And I'm no longer a type 2 diabetic. I'm no longer considered a type 2 diabetic. As a matter of fact, 3 months into my keto journey, I have an HbA1c of 5.2. Remember when I told you that my average morning blood glucose ranged between 127 and 140 something? Today, my average fasted blood glucose averages between 91 and 100. My average blood pressure was around 120-ish, 130-ish, over 90-ish to 100-ish. The last 3 blood pressures that I've taken at different times during the day, my average blood pressure was 100 over 50. I'm not hungry anymore. I mean, yes, I get hungry. Of course I get hungry. But when I first started keto and I wasn't losing all of that weight like all of the other keto YouTubers were, I mean, they were just dropping weight like this, and I'm like, my first month I only lost 6 pounds. I'm like, what's up? What is up with that? I found intermittent fasting. Now, you can go through my intermittent fasting videos and see that when I first started, I couldn't go more than 10 hours without shaking and feeling cold and clammy, and my blood sugar would bottom out. Even though I was a type 2 diabetic, I suffered from reactive hypoglycemia. So my blood sugar would be like 90, 90, 90, and then bam, 40, and I would feel like I was gonna hit the floor. Well, just a few months into the ketogenic journey, I started playing around with intermittent fasting. And by the time I hit my 6-month keto anniversary, I was able to do a 21-hour fast without hypoglycemia. What does that mean? What does that mean? If I'm the first keto video you found, you're like, what does all of this mean? What it means is that my body has learned a more efficient way to burn fuel. My body has started creating and using ketones as a fuel source. I don't have to eat bread. I don't have to eat flour. I don't have to eat carbohydrates. They're not a necessary macronutrient. And I can honestly tell you, you're going to find a lot of keto YouTubers out there that are going to tell you the same thing. Not quite as dramatic as I will, but I'm going to tell you right now, every once in a while I get a sweet tooth. But you know what? There's a million recipes out there for sweet keto treats. I just don't crave those foods anymore. I don't. Did I mention that I'm off all medications? So this is my blood work. Now, if you want to get into the science of my lipid panel, I'm going to put a link below to the keto mechanic. His name is Rich, and he is brilliant and does his research when it comes to stuff like this. Everything that I have here is good. Now, according to the American Medical Association, a cholesterol of 244 is like nightmare. But what if I told you that my HDL was 71, that my triglycerides were 54, and that my bad cholesterol to good cholesterol ratio was 3.5, which is 1.5 points below average, which means that I'm at a very low risk. So there are 3 pages of vitamin, kidney function, liver function. Oh, by the way, did I mention that I have reversed a fatty liver? 5 years ago, I had a full checkup and they diagnosed me with a fatty liver. I no longer have a fatty liver. So the keto diet has also reversed that for me. At 190 pounds and only 5'5", I'm morbidly obese. That word is a hard word to say out loud, but it is factual and it is true. Keto has given me the confidence to go forward knowing that I don't have to live my entire life being hungry, feeling shaky, worrying about my blood sugar, having to find something to eat every 2 to 3 hours because my insulin's out of control, because my glucose is out of control. I don't have to live that kind of craziness anymore. I don't have to live with the constant headaches. The headaches are gone. I don't have to live, the money that I spend on prescription medication, that's done with. I'm done with. I'm saving about $45 a month in prescription medications. Here's the crazy thing. The day I started keto was out of pure desperation, and all I could think about was how skinny I wanted to be. How I was going to reach 150 pounds and I was going to do it super duper fast because keto is the fad diet that just melts fat off your body. And now I'm more into the science of it. I'm more into the health benefits of it. I love the way I feel. I love the food that I eat. I love the less stress in my life as a result of all of the complications I was having before keto. My 1 year victory is for once in my life not feeling like I'm on a diet. Okay, so you may have made it to this part of the video, and if you have, I'm so happy you stayed. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you don't love me, you're gonna fall in love with the keto community that comments below. Anyway, so if I had tips for you for starting keto, start simple. Start simple. One of the biggest mistakes that I made in the beginning of keto was instantaneously I wanted to substitute all the crap food that I was eating with keto foods that were similar to the crap foods, and that just made it even harder to give up some of those bad habits. Second piece of advice. You're going to find a lot of keto YouTubers out there, all with differing opinions. The reality is no one can come up with a plan just for you, because we're all metabolically at different places. Our age play a huge factor in our weight loss and our metabolism, our lifestyle. Are you active? Are you inactive? Do you do any fitness? You know, there are just hormones. Everything plays a part. Our stress level plays a part in our weight or ability to lose weight. Cortisol, and the presence of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, you will not burn fat, period. It's a scientific fact. So there are so many factors that play into weight loss that nobody can come up with a perfect plan for you. The reality is that you're going to have to start with the basics. Have 3 to 4 ounces of meat at each meal. Have a cup of vegetables and some healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, coconut oil. If you have to start with a bulletproof coffee, start with a bulletproof coffee. And then just do that to get you started, to get the ball rolling. And then learn as much as you can. And once again, the people that comment on my channel are lifetime keto people. Don't get wrapped up in definitions. Now, when I first started on keto, I had to kind of place myself. Am I strict keto? Am I lazy keto? Am I dirty keto? I'm keto that works for me. My keto may not work for you. My keto may not work for 10 other people. They may look at me and say, you're not keto because you're doing this. It doesn't matter. I am following the protocol of keto, which is high fat, moderate protein, low veggies. How I get there is my life. What works with my grocery budget, what works with my work schedule, what works with my meal prep, and what works with my taste, my sustainability on this diet. So start somewhere and learn as much as you can. The other piece, and the biggest piece of advice I have, is measure everything. You are going to lose inches in the weirdest places ever. You're going to be like, why is that happening, right? Okay? You're going to lose inches in places where a typical standard diet is not going to help you lose inches. I've only lost 6 pounds this year. My weight loss has definitely slowed down. But the reason that I'm telling you to measure and take pictures is because since January 1st of this year, I've also lost an additional 2.5 inches off my waist. I've lost 1.5 inches off my hips. I've lost 1 inch around my bust. And I've lost 1 3/4 inches just below the bust at the rib cage. So my favorite keto foods. My go-to are air fryer wings. You can go to my channel and you can actually find keto wings in the air fryer. That recipe is absolutely delicious and my husband loves it as well. I'm getting ready to do a keto meatloaf recipe, but you're going to find bunches of recipes all over the internet. I love my keto meatballs with Rayo's sauce and fresh mozzarella cheese. Queso fresco is another one of my favorites. Is it the healthiest keto? Nope, but it's one of my favorites. Grilled chicken Caesar salad. Caesar dressing is very low carb, but check to see what it's made of. Most of your salad dressing has soybean oil in it, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of controversy, but you'll get it. Just start simple. And cream cheese. I make these little like wraps with the salami, with the cream cheese and a piece of pickle in it. Oh, it's so delicious. Cracked chicken is a really easy crock pot meal that I learned to make when I first started doing keto. It's absolutely delicious. It's so filling. Cheeseburger soup. I have a video showing you how to make cheeseburger soup, and it tastes just like a cheeseburger. It's so delicious. Everyone in my family, even those non-keto members, love that dish. And if all else fails, breakfast. Breakfast. Think breakfast. Think eggs. Think bacon. Think sausage. Just watch that the sausage doesn't have a lot of added sugar. Just keep it simple. Most of the people that comment below are very helpful, they're very knowledgeable, and they've been on keto for a while. So when people tell me keto is not sustainable, you know what I tell them? I tell them being a type 2 diabetic is not sustainable. I tell them having a 47-inch waistline is not sustainable. I tell them being morbidly obese is not sustainable. Craving foods all day long, feeling hungry even though I just ate, is not sustainable. And hating the body that I live in is not sustainable. Happy anniversary to me. I'm keto for life. Thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Join the Ninja Nation, hit that subscribe and a thumbs up if you haven't already. You know you want to. You know you want to.